Welcome to Creamer Media's Resources Watch, a weekly video roundup of the events and people making and shaping the news in the mining industry. This week, mining majors must convince investors of need to replace value, exploration strategy in 3 months, hydrogen under scrutiny, and flow-through must form part of overall exploration strategy. Major mining companies need to convince investors of the crucial need to replace the value that they are taking out of the ground.
That they have not, and boards of directors and management teams generally have not focused on this very simple proposition. That mining companies, every single day they take something out of the ground, that value disappears forever. And unless you do something to replace that value, you are going to end up withering and dying. And we have many good examples in South Africa of grand and great mining companies. Grand Mines, for instance, from many years ago, those who are old enough will remember, being a great example. It was once the biggest mining company in the world. That doesn't exist because of a lack of investment in rebuilding and recreating value. And some value creation can come about by lowering your cost base, so more grade becomes payable, more ore becomes payable in the ground. But most of it comes from ongoing investments and increasing your optionality. So the ability to create value depends on the options that you have within your portfolio.
A comprehensive exploration strategy will be developed in the next 3 months, and engagement on the potential of the platinum group metals-linked hydrogen economy is taking place.
We need to improve on the quality of information available for investors and meaningfully increase our share of global exploration expenditure to at least 3%. We have already started with this work, and very soon there will be an announcement done by the minister working together with all relevant stakeholders within the sector. We will do this by developing in the next 3 months a comprehensive exploration strategy and strengthening our administrative capacity in order to ensure transparency, reducing the turnaround times, because this is the major challenge that we have been talking about. Even the minister, upon his arrival at the department, he raised a concern about the time in which the department takes in processing applications. And this will be for the mining licenses, prospecting, as well as environmental licenses as well. At least we are saying this must be reduced by 50%. Beyond this, we'll finalize work with the development finance institutions and the private sector in the development of a comprehensive program to support junior miners and also to ensure that prospecting rights are actively converted into mining operations and shared value.
The introduction of a flow-through share scheme must form part of a full suite and package of measures tailored for a comprehensive exploration strategy for South Africa.
Just to highlight the issue is that if you're only attracting 1% of global exploration spend, which is the global level is $10 billion on an annual basis, and we're spending $100 million in South Africa. To get to a target of $300 million or $400 or $500 million or 3 to 5% global share, you're going to have to do something extraordinary to get the foreigners and domestic companies much more excited about funding and investing in it. And it's not just the large established companies that fund about 60% of global exploration spend. It's the 40% of the companies that are funded by venture capital. And the flow-through share scheme, as an example, is a mechanism which enables the transfer of the expenditure from a tax benefit perspective back to the investor. And so, yes, that is a discussion, that's an area that we have been engaging on, and it has to be form part of a package. It's not the sole issue, because if you don't sort out the regulatory issues in terms of licensing and all the red tape that we've got in place at the moment, a flow-through share scheme is not going to overcome those challenges. So I think there's enormous opportunity there, but it's got to be a full suite and package of measures tailored in an exploration strategy for South Africa.
For mining news as it breaks, stay logged on to miningweekly.com and register for our free daily newsletter.